Namaste students. So in the last session you have learned about independent retailing and chain stores. So today we are going to understand one more retailing type of business, that is about franchises. So first we should know what exactly franchises is and how it works. So how this business model works. So first you have to understand what is franchises. So the meaning of franchises is very simple. That is, it is an agreement between two parties. It is an agreement between two parties. One is called as franchisor and another one is called as franchisee. So a mutual agreement between these two parties forms a business, is exactly we call it as a franchisee business. So franchisor is the seller. Franchisor, one who manufactures the goods or one who supplies the goods. And franchisee is a party, one who sells the goods to ultimate consumer. So it is very clear, franchisor might be a producer or he might be a supplier. But franchisee is an ultimate seller who sell the goods to ultimate consumers. So in between them there will be one common agreement or mutual agreement. So for the sales they'll get a predetermined commission or predetermined fees, so on. So this kind of formed business we call it as a franchises. So here you can understand from above points. So again I have come up with the points, so which makes understand it, the concept very easily. So look at that first point there, which clearly says franchisees. These are stores that run a business under an established brand name or a particular format by an agreement between the franchisor and a franchisee. See, it is a very simple thing. It is an agreement between the franchisor and franchisee. That is what has been highlighted in that above point. So where we are going to understand. Okay. So it is a business established. It is established brand. So the brand is already exist. So you can look at the above picture too. So where I have highlighted the different brand names, so which mostly they'll deal with the franchisee kind of business. So now you can understand by splitting these concept into points. So that can be you can understand. So it is a mutual agreement between two parties. One is a franchisor and franchisee, and number two, there will be a predetermined agreement, that is on the commission or about the fees what they'll get on the sales. So franchisee is going to sell the goods to the ultimate consumers, and franchisor is the person one who supplies or manufactures the goods and that will be supplied to the franchisee. So now franchisee can be two kinds or two types. So what is that two types? Number one is a business format. So it is going to be a business format. So that has been highlighted again in that above point number one. So that is point A says business format, that is example Pizza Hut. So we are going to deal with the business. So we are entirely taking Pizza Hut business and having my own particular Pizza Hut restaurant, so where I am going to sell pizzas. So point number B, you can see that where I have highlighted that product format. For example, ice cream parlor. So which ice cream parlor? There they are going to sell a product called Amul. So here we are going to deal with a specified product, that is product franchisee business or product format business. Whereas business format, it is complete set will be taken into consideration. So this is the two major types of franchisee business which we deal with. So next is, again I have told already who is a franchisor and who is a franchisee. So to make you understand again very simple, so I always come up with points. So here I have highlighted in the next to me there is a point says clearly franchisor. Who is a franchisor? He is a manufacturer. or a supplier of goods and services. A franchisor is a manufacturer or supplier of a goods who supplies the goods to whom? So he is going to supply the goods to franchisee. So now who is a franchisee? That I have already told. He is a seller, one who sells the goods to ultimate consumer. So franchisee is going to sell the goods to ultimate consumer. That is what I have highlighted in this point. So franchisee, clearly I am speaking, it is a retail, one who sells the goods and services for a predetermined fee or commission. Why he has to sell? So he will get a commission or he will get a fees against his sales. So that is what the major important thing which you have to understand. So further moving on to the advantages and disadvantages part of franchisee business. So what are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? You must know. Clear? So you can look at in point 1, we clearly said that higher success rate. Point 1 clearly what it is saying, the success rate is high. So why success rate is high? So very simple, dear friends, dear students, it is very simple. When we buy franchisee business or when I go with the franchisee business, I always go with the existing business which is already in market, which is already selling in market, the product which is already going in market, fast movement in the market. For example, if I go with the Nike business, if I wanted to open some showroom, so I'm opening a Nike showroom on the franchisee business. Do you think my business is going to, flop? My business will not going to run successfully? Because Nike is one of the successful and well-known brand. So obviously the success rate is always high. Why? Because it is already there. I can take one more example. If I wanted to open a jockey showroom in India or in Mysore city, do you think that the jockey showroom will not run successfully? Because that brand is well known. So whether you promote, whether you don't promote, obviously there will be a good sales. So that is why the success rate will be always high in franchisee business. Point number 2, look at that says clearly support. Point B is saying support. Whatever support required by the franchisee, all the support is provided by the franchisor, because he is selling the goods, he is supplying the goods, he is manufacturing the goods, and he will supply the goods to franchisee. So along with that, whatever support is required, that will be provided by that franchisor only. For example, setup of the shop or the design or the colors, lightings. So then you can say training to the staffs, training to the people who deals in the showroom. So everything is taken care by the franchisor. So 100% support will be provided by the franchisor. So obviously it is one of the most important point which you have to keep it in your mind. And next, economy. So what is this economy is all about? So economy is nothing but less expensive, we say. So how it will become a less expensive? See, as I said, the sales will happen automatically because I am taking a business which is already established in the market. So I am taking a franchise of that kind of business. So obviously the sales turnover will be more. So when sales turnover will be more and when the support will be given by the main supplier or franchisor, automatically the cost of operating will be less. So when cost of operating will be less, my income will be more. So I can reinvest that income and I can bring bulk products from the franchisor. When I bring the bulk products, automatically one way round I am cutting operating cost and other way round I am increasing quantity of goods what I am buying. So obviously that will become a economy. So that is going to be a less expensive part. So next I am going to speak about the point 4, star power. So what is the star power, which is clearly in the point D, which is highlighted? Star power means, so whenever I take a franchise's business, as I said, the business I always take which is already existed in the market, which is already proven in the market. So which will have a star power. It is already well known. For example, how many of you don't know about KFC? Do you think if I buy a franchisee of KFC, it will not run successfully? How many of you know about Goli? So if I take a franchisee of a Goli, don't you think it will run successfully? So if you take an example of Raymond's, so don't you think that Raymond's cloth showroom will not run successfully? So that is what we call it as a star power. That brand is already known by each and every customers, and more majority of the customers wanted to buy that brand product only. So that is what we call it as a star power. So next is high profit potential. So obviously, so when we go with the products of having good brand in the society, so automatically what happens? My sales will increase. When my sales increases, automatically cost of operating decreases, cost of production will decreases. When these two decreases and sales increases, automatically the profit potential also increases. So there will be a very good profit out of this kind of business. Next is staff training. So including like grooming standard, so how to present themselves, how to speak to a customer, how to solve customers problem, how to handle customers, how to present a product. Each and every training for the staff, whether the staff belongs to accounts department or cash department or sales department or purchase department. So all kinds of departmental staffs will get a training given by the franchisor. So that is also one of the most important advantage of having franchisor. So now we have already discussed about in this section, that is advantages section. So that is all we learned about advantages part, that is positive part. So now let us look into a negative part, because when I say franchisee is good in that way, in this way and all, so obviously we will fix up our mind of going with the franchisee. So now we should know, or we should understand the negative aspect of having a franchisee business too. So under disadvantage, the point number one, clearly we are seeing that lack of decision making power. See, as I said, a franchisor is the manufacturer, he is the supplier, he is going to set up your business establishment, he is going to choose the lightings, he is going to choose how it should be decorated, he is going to choose everything of your business. So each and every decision about the product or about the store or about the business will be done by them. So obviously when everything is by them, automatically decision making power in the hands of franchisee will be less, and more decision power will be concentrated in the hands of franchisor. So that is the first and foremost disadvantage which we should know. Point number two, ongoing cost. So you might wonder, wow, it is such kind of business where we can enter it on very easily. So yes, it is very easily we can enter, but along with the regular rents, regular fees, whatever we have paid to the franchisor, along with that, in the existing profit, whatever I am earning, whatever we are earning out of franchisee business, the profit, out of that profit, a portion of profit has to be paid to the franchisor. So that is second disadvantage. So where my profit as a franchisee, I did the sale, he supplied the product to my showroom and I promoted product, I convinced the customer, I sold it. Out of that I earned some profit. In that profit I have to pay a proportion or a small portion to him. So that is ongoing cost always will be there in a franchisee business. So thirdly, we have to understand that lack of support. So point number C is lack of support, which directly related with the point F of the advantages, that is staff training. So here lack of support I am telling. See, at the beginning of your business, 100% support is provided to you by the franchisor. Be clear, at the beginning of the business, 100% support you will get automatically by the franchisor. But once you start dealing the business, so once you will have attrition in your business. Attrition means the existing employees leave the job, so new employees join to your job, or new employees will come to your showroom or join to your business, so where you have to train them again and again. So that support cannot be provided by the franchisor. Franchisor will give 100% support, 100% staff training only at the beginning, not continuously throughout the business life. So you have to keep it in your mind. So next disadvantage is point number D. So which clearly speaks about time consuming. So what is this time consuming is all about, you might wonder. So I'll ask you one question now. So you wanted to choose a dress for coming festival. You wanted to buy a dress. So what is your idea now? Visiting 3 to 4 shops, selecting, and again comparing every stall cloth, and then you are going to finalize. Is that correct or not? Or you will go to a single store and you will buy immediately and you will come out. So what do? You will visit at least 4 stores, right? Then you will finalize on one dress and you are going to buy, right? So there are lot of brands, n number of producers, n number of suppliers whose product you are going to choose for your business. So it takes a long time. It is going to take a long duration. So that is what time consuming is all about. Next one, point E clearly says here, I have highlighted in disadvantage. Point E clearly speaks about it expensiveness. I said it is an economy. So economy is in the point of less expensive when you buy product from the franchisor, and when you are going to increase your sales, there will be less operating expenses. So that is another point in the advantage, but it is expensive. I am clearly speaking on that particular point. So already known brands, which is known in the society or well known in the market, do you think those brands for taking a franchisee is going to less expensive? They are all more expensive. So that is what the point E says, expensive. Next is possible disputes. What is possible dispute? Dispute is nothing but a misunderstanding. See, as a franchisor and as a franchisee, you have gone with some agreement, you have made an agreement, you have signed it, he has signed it, everything is fine. But there will be a difference of opinion where your thinking level might not match with the franchisor, or franchisor's way of thinking might not get matched up with your thought. So in such a cases, there will be a dispute, there will be a misunderstanding. So that is also one of the most important disadvantage. I said in the point 1 of the disadvantage, clearly lack of decision making. You have invested for this franchisee, but every single decision is made by the franchisor. So automatically there is a misunderstanding between the franchisee and franchisor. So that is another most important disadvantage of such kind of business. So anyways, so we'll see you soon with the next video. So until then, bye, take care, see you.